Cosplayers, what's one cosplay you will never do again and why? Rook or any Shinigami in Death Note because it was a lot of work for people to just think you were from Kiss. Haha, that's fun. I used to wear my Garo the Sand costume for Halloween. And everyone kept asking me if my good was an M and Amp, Monsieur Creeper for Minecraft for Halloween. I decided to not cut armholes because creepers have none. Also the costume went over my legs and I had limited mobility. Monsieur Bison, my costume caught on fire going too near a heat source and severely burned my legs, lower back, and butt. Those terrible Hadoken injuries. Professor X. The only reason I chose it was because I had torn my LCL and still wanted to attend the event, so I rented a wheelchair so I could get around the event. So many people came up and sat in my lap thinking I was just cosplaying as Hi Monsieur. Thank goodness my friend's parents lived close and we went and grabbed ice packs that we threw on my knees so people would quit doing it. Who just plops down in a stranger's lap without asking. I don't understand how these people function day to day. There are a lot of socially maladjusted people at conventions. Glomping was also a thing for a while. Pyramid Head, a whole slough of reasons ranging from it is very hard to move, see, eat, drink, literally anything, and this is the complaint with just the head. Now add in a skirt, dress like bottom and the sword. It is very uncomfortable to walk, hard to sit down, and if the weather makes a slight turn to cold you really have no way to put something on that doesn't look completely ridiculous. Not exactly cosplay, but I went to a Halloween party as Waldo once. Terrible idea, everyone wants you hiding in the back of their photos. And you hear, haha I found you, at least 800 times. Never. Every time I see a Waldo at a con I always think, damn. I feel sorry for that dude, because I know he can't walk 5 feet without someone thinking they're the first person all con to be like, OMG I fuyund yoru. This is why a Waldo cosplayer I know always carries a flask and nobody asks, how's Waldo, sign. Recruit from Rainbow Six Siege. Everyone thought I was a terrorist and had to leave. Should have got 4 others and made some M870s, then everyone would understand. Graffiti skin tracer from Overwatch. Paint kept transferring from the gas mask onto my face and my mask was literally dripping water from my breathing. It was hot and stuffy and gross. As somebody who used to have to wear a gas mask for work, you didn't get a proper face seal around the edges. If the frame is loose against your face at all, the air redirects towards the leak and the inside of the mask becomes insanely humid. That said, it's really uncomfortable and hot no matter what you do. It's probably safe to keep it on the never again list. One year, it was fun as hell, but it was a layer of fabric, a layer of Eva foam, and then all the fabric on top. It was absolutely fucking roasting and next to impossible to see. Literally anything that small kids will get excited about, I cannot handle that type of pressure. Not a cosplay, but I volunteered to be a pumpkin-head ghoul at a Legend of Sleepy Hollow attraction. I would jump out. The young kids would run and scream. I would go back to my hiding place. Good times, but some of the older kids would begin following me and punch. That shit was not cute. It hurt. One kid started throwing rocks at me while a parent took pictures. I seriously wanted to wring that kid's neck in front of their parents, and then murder the parents, so I almost became a real ghoul. Their behavior was so enraging. I know someone who works at the Dreamworld Fright Nights for Halloween every year, and all the staff get assaulted regularly. It's shocking what people think is okay. Slender. I got really into the craze back in the day, being a 6'3" skinny dude. And I thought of myself highly for having been a Marble Hornets fan car before the game was ever released. The issue is that I have a big head, nose. So through the morph suit you just see all my features, including my dark brown hair and smooshed nose. I ended up having a sore nose for days, and the soles of my morph suit were extremely darkened from walking around in platform boots for hours on end. I still can't believe Marble Hornets was made in 2009 and looked better than the Slender Man movie. We got Rorschach. I saw almost nothing under that mask and couldn't enjoy anything. All white. Not at all. It has a Rorschach pattern on it and the paint reacts to temperature. If you breath out, some black parts become white and the other way around. Goku. Back in college I had long curly hair, and a girl who was amused by it straightened it and used hairspray to get it to stick straight up. Then I used black spray on it. After college I chopped my hair, so impossible to do it justice again. You could be adult Gohan since he has short hair. I use a wheelchair and I was a Dalek 1 year. It was very popular and I had a lot of people wanting pictures, but I couldn't fit through doorways and kept hitting people. Edit. Thanks for the gold, even though you seem like a bot. Edit 2. Here are the only 2 pictures I could find. It was huge because my wheelchair was huge and it had to fit around all the parts of it. Then taper up to be thinner at the top. It was a very fun craft project that took a lot of manpower and time. But in hindsight, using cardboard was not the wisest idea because the second any moisture got on it, it lost a lot of its stiffness. Live, and the visual of a Dalek not fitting through a doorway is pretty funny though. Plague Doctor, the mask bent and the goggles fogged up. Fell way too many times. Dr. Rock, so nobody wants to see that. QKUHKUHYEAHHHH. Real reason is well fun. I have no place to put anything. No pockets. Nowhere to store cash, ID. And if it's cold, forget about it. Also, seriously, nobody wants to see that. I kept it screen accurate, no kid-friendly steps, and I wore it to age-appropriate events. Edit. Okay, I may bring it out this coming year. Seems like there'd be enough of a positive response to warrant it. Not to mention the costs for all the coke to bring you into the proper Roxo mood. Also, reeking like piss and constantly getting your ass kicked by metalheads isn't as funny as it sounds. Back when the Assassin's Creed games were in their heyday, I cosplayed as one of the assassins with the few of my friends who were also assassins. I spent a lot of time on those costumes and the props, so I have no problem saying they looked good. Got a lot of attention, including getting stopped for literal hours at the PlayStation booth for pictures because a few other assassins joined and we had the whole famdamily. The problem, I am a girl, and a short one at that. My friends who cosplayed with me are all boys, so at the risk of looking like a pop vinyl next to them I had to wear boots with a significant heel on them to help give me some height. It was we only got tickets for the one day and it was hours spent on our feet in poses and we had to stop every few feet for pictures. Don't get me wrong, the pictures were awesome, it made all the time and effort worth it. But I was in absolute agony. At one point when we all took a bathroom break I took off my boots and put my throbbing feet on the cold tile floor. Thankfully some people who wanted to take pictures with me noticed I was in pain and out of costume, and just chatted with me and waited to take pictures until after I got the boots back on. I had to call it quits early on and missed out on looking around as much as I would have liked. Even trying to leave the huge convention center was slow because I kept getting stopped. When I finally got back to the hotel and took my boots off I had huge blisters on the top of my feet, on my heels, everywhere. It ruined the rest of the weekend for me. A couple of years later I went as Lara Croft from the newer games and got to wear flat, grippy boots with a nice gel insert. I flat out refused to do cosplays with high-heeled shoes. It's just not worth it. If a cosplay isn't comfortable, I'm not going to enjoy wearing it. And it's not going to come out of the closet as much. My basic rules that a cosplay must meet: 1. Flat, comfortable shoes. 2. pockets for cell phone, and money plus cards. 3. Won't overheat. My Peggy Carter ended up as an ivory blouse with navy sailor pants and red ballet flats. And I have no regrets. Edit. My number one shoe tip to cosplayers is to buy horseback riding, plus paddock boots are designed to be worn while stomping around a barn all day. So they have cushioned, well-engineered soles. Half chaps are designed to make your paddock boots look like fancy-to-the-knee leather riding boots, and do that job equally well for costumes. These are so versatile, so cool, and so packable. You get a nice pair of dressy black shoes, which I used for steampunk and Star Trek, and you get that weigh nothing, and can pack flat or roll up in your suitcase. I use those for my Star Wars Sith cosplay and my pirate costume. Edna, from The Incredible. I am a short gothic lady and at the time had the same haircut as her. Went as her for a Halloween party and it's my nickname ever since, especially when I'm angry. I fucking hate it. I was in middle school when the movie came out and I had her hairstyle. I was known as Edna for 3 years. Only my best friend calls me the Naudi X Stormtrooper. It was custom made to fit me and I was so uncomfortable in it. It was hot and I couldn't see. I also would be lucky if I came out of it without cutting myself. Well, at least you now know why they can't shoot for shit.